Buongiorno, buonasera, good evening. This is another episode of the BOH Podcast with your host, me, Rocco. Again, I thank all 9 of you for partaking in this nice endeavor with me and listening. I plan on having a nice little episode today. I was trying to delay recording this episode as much as I could. For the reason being, I just purchased something to help make the podcast sound better. And I figured Amazon was not going to deliver it by the time my kids got home. And we all know what you cannot do when you have kids home. Yes, record a podcast. Because kids do not stop talking. And it kind of looked like Amazon was not delivering this thing by the time my kids would have gotten home. So, hence, here we are. I'm doing the best I can with what I got. I figured today's episode we'll just hang out a little bit, talk, see what's going on. As a reminder, Super Bowl is coming up. If you haven't paid for your Super Bowl boxes, pay the people you bought the boxes from. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you just ask for boxes and do never set up a time when you're going to pay, you either pay immediately or don't buy the box. You are annoying. People who do that are annoying. So pay for your goddamn boxes. My laundry is done, because that's what I do on Fridays, is laundry. But I'm going to record the podcast. Folding clothes can wait. Another thing that has been annoying me this week. People who do not answer text messages until it's convenient for them. I know someone, let's say, I've been texting this person for a while. I text them with updates to things that we are doing, and it would be nice to get a response. I never get a response. The person only answered me when I said something that bothered them. So that shows me that you've been seeing the text messages. So if you're someone who never answers text messages, I hate you. Just answer the text message. Listen, I go by the philosophy, and I'm 100% honest with this. I'd rather you told me to go fuck off than ignore my text message. Just say, Rocco, fuck off. I want nothing to do with you right now. And I'd be like, great, dude. Thumbs up. I'll bother you later. Don't just ignore me. I'm telling you stuff for a reason. That's the thing. I'm telling you stuff for a reason. Technology sucks, man. But with text messages and all this stuff, you'd be able to, contact someone right away, but no. No, people still choose to ignore stuff. What else we got going on? I've been pumping out a lot of videos. My goal in videos lately is to get to 10,000 followers. It's something that's been eluding me forever. And I think I cursed myself, and I'll tell you the story. Let's take it back 12 years. All right? August 2010. August 1st, 2010 was the first time I ever performed on stage comedy. Ever. I never did an open mic. I just, took some classes where we practiced what I was going to say, just so I could, not make an asshole out of myself. But the first time I ever performed in front of strangers, people, August 1st, 2010. Fast forward a few days, a week, my head got a little big. I created a Facebook page. And that's where it started. I was like, okay, I need to get some followers. I invited people, but, being from Bensonhurst, none of your friends would support you. So I was struggling to get followers there. I thought I was just doing stand-up shows, stuff like that. I was naive at that point to think that, here's the honest truth. When you go to a comedy club and you're not, say if you come to my show and you're coming to see me, you know I exist. But if you go to Caroline's on a Monday night at their new talent show, you're not going to remember the name of any comedian you saw. And that's something I did not know in August 2010. I wasn't doing these memes. I wasn't doing videos. I was strictly just doing stand-up in 2010. I would do shows at Broadway Comedy Club. Whatever club I could go to, I would do a show. That's where I was at. And my growing on social media was not going anywhere. So what did I do? I bought followers. My Instagram page had like 15,000, not Instagram, it was on Instagram, Facebook. My Facebook page had around maybe 10 to 15,000 followers. So I overwent that 10,000 mark. All right? And that was August 2010. Because I thought, hey, fake it till you make it, right? Then maybe a couple months later, I realized, all right, who am I joking? I have these followers, but I'm not getting any engagement in anything I post. And granted, my stuff sucked. Like, if I get embarrassed to look back on the Facebook page and stuff. I had no business doing anything. But none of the engagement was there. So one day I sat there at work and I spent the entire 8 hours. Granted, I didn't do anything at work that day. I just looked at my Instagram, my Facebook page, and I deleted every Indian profile off my Facebook page. I brought it all the way down to like maybe 1,100 back then. Fast forward to January 28, 2022. That's today. That's when I'm filming this, recording this. I have under 10,000 on all my platforms. It's like the number 10,000 is eluding me because of the curse that I did to myself in 2010 by buying fake followers. I've been stuck on 9.7k followers on Facebook for what I want to say is a year and a half. Maybe more. On Instagram, I am slowly getting to 9,000 followers. Slowly. And I say that because I'll gain 5, lose 4. Gain 6, lose 3. It makes no sense. But the 10,000 mark is eluding me, and I don't get it. You know, it drives me nuts, to be honest. There's people out there who will post a fart, and suddenly they have 15,000 followers. You know, there's people out there who just copy other people's content. They're just content copiers. They'll tell people that they're just producing content, they're doing content. They're not. They're just copying other people's ideas. And it's so blatantly obvious, and it drives me nuts because I personally am someone who will never do a joke if I saw someone like do something like that. Like, granted, in the Italian comedy world, we're all, you know, mishkat, or everything's a little bit of the gray area because we all live the same lives. I mean, listen, you can't be an Italian comedian and not have someone comment, oh, stolen from Joe Avati, oh, stolen from Sebastian Maniscalco. Listen, if we're Italian, we live the same life. So we're all going to talk about it. No one stole anything. Granted, if today someone posts about the candle, and then tomorrow you post about the candle, it's kind of obvious where you got the idea from. And there's people who do it blatantly on Instagram. It's so blatant, and I don't know how people don't notice. It drives me nuts. So yeah, 10,000 followers on any platform has been eluding me for years. And I don't know what I need to do. Do I need to sign a deal with the devil? Do I need to pray more? What does Rocco have to do to get 10,000 followers? Some may say, Rocco, you suck, that's why. But I do not believe I suck that much. Because I see a lot less talent with a lot more followers, and it drives me nuts. Speaking of talent, the Royal Rumble is this weekend. I just found that out because I saw an ad. I haven't followed wrestling in a while. I sort of got back into it a few years ago, but then it started to suck again, so I stopped watching. But the Royal Rumble is something I watch no matter what. Even if I have no idea about anything, I still watch the Royal Rumble because my hope is that someone that I do know or, like, remember is in it. And that's this weekend. So, there's that, guys. You know. But this is life. This is what we do. We're supposed to get a snowstorm this weekend. They said anywhere between 2 to 20 inches. That's like going to Nonna's house and then her saying she's going to give you 1 plate of pasta. Yeah, but how big is the plate? Because Nonna could give you a plate of pasta in a regular plate, or she could give you that salad bowl thing and then you're stuffed for years. That's the thing. Speaking of Nonna, and my family in general, this is what makes me laugh. Is a lot of the videos I've been making lately I've been doing with voiceovers. And the amount of people who believe that it's actually my father yelling at me off camera. Like, they legitimately believe that there's someone off camera, like that those situations are real. That I'm actually doing them in real time. I hate to break it to everyone. It's me. That's me talking. That's me sitting there trying to time what I'm going to say to what I just recorded 5 minutes ago. Unfortunately, my father is dead. Right? Next month will be, actually in a few more weeks, it'll be 3 years that he's left. He's gone. If he was alive and healthy, I guarantee you he would have been in all my videos. Because that guy was funny. He was funnier than I could ever be. He knew how to be in a social situation. He was a social butterfly, as they would say. Everything. So, yeah. The voiceover you hear, that's me. So I'm sorry to burst anyone's bubble. But apparently on TikTok, there are people out there who thought that I am legitimately talking to somebody. No, I'm crazy. I'm talking to myself at home. And it took me years to be comfortable with that. Years. And I'm not even joking. That's why I posted memes. Like, anyone who's an OG Rocco the Comic follower will know that the only thing I ever posted were memes. I never posted a video of myself unless it was a clip of stand-up. I didn't do sketches, I didn't do skits, I didn't do anything. Because I found it too awkward to stand in front of your phone and talk to no one. And I'm not even joking on that. Like, that's true. And that's the reason why I'm so behind. I've been in this Instagram game a lot longer than the majority of people that you follow and you are aware of. People that are way more popular than me have spent hours on the phone with me asking my advice on Instagram. And I've given it to them because, listen, I'm a nice guy. I do not wish harm on anybody socially, like stuff like that. But some people, I wish they got hit by a bus. Let's be honest. But I'm willing to talk to and help anyone that I can. If I have the ability to help you, I will. There is a comedian out there right now who's enjoying lots of success. And he took advantage of everyone because of everyone's being so nice. Everyone was nice enough to help this person, give advice, give what to avoid, what to do. This guy just took all that information and then said, fuck all of you, and went on his own with all our advice. And now he's enjoying great success. And I'm not jealous. I don't mind. That's what you do. But I just can't work that way. And that's one of the reasons why I don't believe I'm as successful as a comedian as other people, because I could never see this as a business. I cannot see this comedy as a business. Maybe because I have a regular job and I have a family that I need to support, and I don't have a support system, basically. Like a lot of people, if you have rich parents, you could take these chances. You could go be a comedian and go all out and not work. Like if I do that, listen, my Canadian fans, I would love to come up to Toronto. I would love to perform in every city that I can. But performing in every city that I can is a risk on me. I have to purchase the venue and hope that I sell all those tickets. And it scares the shit out of me. Because if I don't, I'm taking money away from my family. And that's the God's honest truth. Maybe it's going to be like the whole making memes into videos. It's going to take me a while to get comfortable enough to do that. So right now what I do is I sit and I wait for someone to call me and say, hey, Rocco, you want to be on a show? We're doing a show. Do you want to be on it? I am too afraid to take the risk on my own because of the fear of taking any money out of my kid's mouth. Not like I'm not. That sounds like I'm going to their savings account and taking the money. It means like if Daddy messes up and sells no tickets, they can get no V-Bucks for 2 months. That's the truth. It's scary, but you have to take risks, and it's easier to take a risk when you have like parents who are there to catch you if you fall. That's true, and I've never had parents to catch me when I fall, and it's not because they wouldn't. It's because I knew they couldn't, and I wouldn't let them. This is a story I always tell. Like, listen, I didn't grow up with money at all. Like, I started working at a bank when I was 18 years old. And, listen, there's a personal story, but my mom would hate that I'm telling this story, but it's the truth. And this is why I'm going to say it. Because it's the truth. It tells you about me and who the person I am. And listen, there's like probably only 5 of us who listen to this podcast anyway. Like I said, my own wife doesn't even listen to it. So I'm really just talking to myself with this. Maybe it's my therapy. When I started working at the bank, the first thing I did was look at Donald Trump's account. Because who wouldn't do that? I started looking at Chad Pennington's account. Because I looked at celebrities. Then I looked at my parents' account. And I realized how much money they did not have. From that moment on, I stopped taking money for anything from my parents. Birthdays. Anything, I would give the money back. I mean, granted, when I was still 16, whatever I was, before I worked there, I purposely would never ask my parents for money. Just because I didn't want to be a burden on them. I knew that we weren't in the greatest situation. And that's just the way it was. And that's what I grew up. I grew up trying not to be a risk. So I became risk averse. I would not take risks if I knew it could harm. Listen, I do not care about me. Me, I'll take a risk if it's just going to jeopardize me, I'll take the risk. But when I have other people around me, I'm very risk averse. So I wouldn't do things that I knew could put a burden on my parents. Just like now, I won't do things that I know could put a burden on my family. Listen, I would love to come out to Toronto. But I'm scared as shit to take the risk. Because I don't have a backup system if I rent out let's say I spend $15,000 to rent out a hall or whatever. And then I don't make that money back in ticket sales. Like, that just hurts my kids. And I can't do that. I'm too scared to do that. I don't want to hurt them. And that's my whole philosophy as to why I'm still stuck at the below 10,000 mark. It's because I play everything safe and I play everything scared. But I don't know what else to do. That's who I am, guys. That's who I am. You see, this is why this podcast is gold, people. Like 2 weeks ago, I was talking about Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian. Now I just let you into my whole life. I should have had a glass of water here. A reminder. If you're going to record a podcast, get a drink and put it next to you. You might need it. But this is life, guys. This is the hard, honest truth of Rocco the comic. But yes, I only posted memes. And then I had a conversation with Giuseppe the MC. Great guy. That guy loves this business. And a nice guy on top of it. Had a conversation with him. And then it triggered me to start doing it. Because I felt like I was being left behind. Because I know I'm funnier than 99.9% of the people out there. But I started late. They were already miles ahead of me before I even got off the starting line. I didn't start making videos until a few years ago. You know? I didn't because I was scared. I didn't want to do it. Part of me didn't want to hear hey, this guy's fat every 10 seconds. You know? My mother hated the videos. She loved the show. They were funny, but she hated that I put all the business out there. Why you gotta tell everybody all this shit, huh? Everybody gotta know all our business. I told her, I said, Ma, we don't have that much, it's not that serious. We don't have that many, things like that. It's okay. Don't worry about it. No worry about it. Alright? But that's where we are. I'm on a chase for 10,000. So if any of you listening to this want to help me get to that number, let's do it. But, what else we got going on? You know? This is how I work, guys. Just so you know. I want to be a planner. I want to have a crazy outline of what I'm going to talk about on these things. In a perfect world, but I can't. I just wing it. On the podcast, I wing it. I have maybe topics that I want to go to, and sometimes I do. But I'll tell you the truth, today I had nothing. Because I was too focused on the fact that I wanted to get that thing from Amazon, that it didn't happen, and I was like, screw it, let me record something. Whatever happens, happens. And this is what I like, because listen, guys. Like, 4 of you are listening anyway. Let's be honest. So, if it sucks, it sucks. It's just something for me to do. I don't know how many episodes I'll be able to do. In a few weeks, I'm going to have to go back to work twice a week. I'll still be able to do episodes, but the videos every day is going to have to end, and I'm pissed off about that. Because I'm going to have to go back to work again. Omicron is going down. That means Rocco has to go back down to Manhattan twice a week to watch YouTube at a different desk. Because that's what I do at home. You know, I watch videos, I make videos, I watch my Grey's Anatomy. Take this message. Hey, watch Grey's Anatomy, we can talk about it. Yeah, so starting in a couple weeks, I'm going back down to the city twice a week. That's going to suck. So if you're around Grand Central Terminal and you see a miserable guy walking around, that's me. Not a homeless guy, it's me. But yes, Omicron is going down, and we want to take a premature ejaculation and let everyone back out. I don't want to go back into the city, guys. Like, seriously. The city's terrible. So overrated. I take the Metro North. You know how much a ticket is for the Metro North on a monthly ticket? Almost $500. There better be a masseuse rubbing my taint for $500 a month. Because that is ridiculous. Granted, you're guaranteed a seat. You're always going to have a seat. There isn't going to be a homeless person begging. There's no showtime, showtime, showtime. And people start dancing. There's none of that. But still, $500 a month is a lot. And it's annoying. But, what are you going to do? This is the life we lead. I'll just watch Grey's Anatomy on the train now. You know, maybe I'll watch something else. There's a few things in that I want to watch. I started to watch the second season of Tiger King. That thing was terrible. The first season was nice. The second season lost me. So I stopped watching that. Oh, I just got reminded. Because this is how my mind works, people. I'm going to give you an example. I mentioned Tiger King. My mind went Tiger, Bayside Tigers, Kelly Kapowski, 90s. And I wanted to tell everyone that my wife found this thing called 90s Con in March. This is not sponsored. I'm just telling you something. 90s Con. It's going to be in Connecticut. They have like the cast of Boys Meets World, the cast of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the cast, they have TLC, minus the L. They have, who else do they have? They have 2 Backstreet Boys and 1 guy from NSYNC, Joey Fatone. So, of course, my wife bought meet and greets with those people. So that's in March. And I'm going with my wife down to Connecticut for that on a Sunday, I believe. So if you are like me and you like 90s stuff, and you were from the 90s, go check that out. 'Cause it looks like it's going to be pretty cool. My hope is like they're going to have like 90s snacks. Of course, the fat ass in me is in hopes that it's going to be a 90s like snack table. So I can get like, my favorite drink was Snapple came out with this for a while. It was called Eclipse. That was the greatest drink ever, and they just stopped making it. And my heart broke. So a part of me is hoping that when I go to this 90s thing, it's there. And in the off chance Kelly Kapowski's there, I have to follow up because when I was 8 years old, I proposed to her via postcard, and she never wrote back to me. So in my mind, I've been engaged to Kelly Kapowski this entire time. She just hasn't answered me. And I told my wife all the time, if Kelly comes calling, I'm saying bye. That's the woman of my dreams, Kelly Kapowski. On that note, it's time to say goodbye. Feel free to reach out to me, guys. Listen, there's people out there who you could DM, they'll never answer you. If you DM me and you want to have an honest conversation, I'm going to answer you. I'm not that type of person. I hate people who don't answer text messages because I answer text messages way too fast. Like, you text message me, I'm answering you before you even hit the period. Alright? So, on that note, have a great rest of your day, night, sleep, whatever you're going to do. I love you all. State buona. Tutte buona benedite. And good night. Good morning. Fanto culo. Talk to you later.